Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso at the1916company.com. It is in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Please reach out to us directly for pricing, tmosso at the1916company.com. 2020 marked the 70th anniversary of Moomin. And now, if that doesn't mean anything to you, it means you probably don't follow Finnish comics, cartoons, or pop culture. The Moomin troll family, and you can see Moomin troll right there on the dial, has an international following, though admittedly, the series is largest in Finland as well as, perhaps curiously, Japan. So what you're looking at here is a fusion of Finland, as this is a watch by SUF Helsinki, which is a brand created by watchmaker Stepan Sarpaneva. Now, the watch model you're looking at right here is based on the SUF 180, but it is a unique 75-piece edition that came out in 2020 to mark 75 years of the Moomins. Now, there were 3 different series within the 75 based on having blued, plain steel, or gold hands. So, truth be told, this is one of 25 in exactly this configuration, and 75 in the broader SUF Moomin production from 2020. These sold out fast, and they were considered a hot item. They are still immensely sought and collectible. Let's consider why. So the basics, anyone can wear it. It's a very friendly watch. It's made of steel that's actually sourced from a steel maker in Helsinki. It's very agreeable, 38.7 millimeters in diameter, 46.4 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. There's a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now, if you wear it with this strap, it's 10.2 millimeters thick, but if you pare it down to just the case and wear it with a conventional strap, then I measure it at 8.8 millimeters thick. Now, I'm going to show you what the watch looks like when it is on the wrist. And bum, 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 here it is. So the watch is fairly compact, and as you could see, it wears well on a wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, but because of its size, I consider it to be unisex. Down the barrel, you'll appreciate that even pulling the strap tight, the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. It will fit under a cuff, so while it's more of a sports watch than anything else, let's call it an all-arounder, it will fit underneath the dress sleeve, and over the top, which always exaggerates the width of a watch, you can still see that the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist. So I'd recommend this for wrists as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference. Now, taking a quick look at the strap itself, you can see it has been customized with Stepan Sarpaneva's moon phase face. Now, this isn't a universal feature of all Sarpaneva SUF Helsinki pieces. This is a very special one, and it has multiple signings, and that is actually what Sarpaneva more or less looks like. He also has a tattoo of that face on his arm, so if you ever meet him, you'll have a couple of different opportunities to figure out where his moon phase came from, and of course that is the face from his Man in the Moon. It is him. So this is Sarpaneva and Moomin, and you can see right here, this is number 4 of 25. Remember, there's 75 overall, but only 25 with the different handsets. Blue, gold, and steel. Moomin's 75th anniversary. The watch has a screwed-in case back. It is 100 meters water-resistant, and I believe the strap is by Erica's Originals. You could see that we have a case with hand-laid bevels, which is quite attractive, and it gives it a nice, warm, endearing look. We have integrated lugs satinated on the top. We have a satinated mid-case. We also have a little bit of a feature often used by watch case designers, where the bezel actually sits below the peak of the lug. You can see how the lug rides up the flank of the bezel right there. That allows us to have large, uncropped lugs without having a really thick watch. Now, all the way around, the bezel is polished and concave, which pares down the visual mass. It features an unsigned crown. And then, while there are 3 series of 25, adding up to 75, the actual placement of the luminescent reeds on the background of the scene, that's actually random, so no 2 of these are going to be exactly alike. The watch is all about the image of Moomin Troll, who is the little boy of the Moomin family. They're not hippos. They look like they might be hippopotamus. They're actually trolls, and as you could see, he's sort of just pensively staring at the water surrounded by the verdure of the riverside. Now we're going to do a quick fade to black so you can see what makes this watch so highly sought. It's not just the subject matter, it's a sort of super luminova marquetry that exists on the backdrop, sort of lighting in relief Moomin Troll and some of the foreground vegetation, as well as the grille of the watch. So a fascinating and lively and original use of several different colors of super luminova. We have laser cut metal figures. So what you're actually looking at, the scene with Moomin and the foreground vegetation, that's all laser cut. And if you get really close, you could see that there's a subtle striation created by the cutting laser, but that's not the end of it. All the black is lacquering, and then the whole scene, every piece made of laser cut metal, is hand finished to deburr it and also refine it so it looks like a luxury product worthy of a luxury watch. Now the grille is a well-known feature of SUF and Sarpaneva products. You can see it features a little luminescent index at 12, so you know where that is. Satinated all the way around. It's neatly cut and finished. We have polished screws at the quarters holding it in place. And then we have hands at center, which are beautifully tapered, and you can see they're half frosted and half polished for better contrast against the dial base. There's just a lot to love here. And you don't necessarily need to love Moomin in order to love the watch, but I find them endearing already. I'd like to learn more. That's part of the voyage of discovery you take when you buy a watch. It's not just the watch itself, it's often the cultural values and tropes that it reflects. This one just happens to be a lot more loaded with those cultural tropes. Internally, we have a high-grade Swiss automatic. It is a Soprod A10, which has Seiko 4L roots, but is today made by Soprod, which is a division of Festina, a larger European watchmaker. So automatic winding, it's basically a drop-in replacement for a 2892A2. So automatic winding, 42-hour power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, and it all pivots on 29 joules. And of course, it is regulated at SUF. Not a whole lot to see on the reverse of the case because it is solid, though maybe here you get a better view of the works, as well as a note that this is Moomin 75 by Sarpaneva. So lots to learn and lots to love. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.